Welcome to ECGR 4101, 5101. I am Professor Conrad. This is Embedded Systems. This is a required course for you wonderful undergraduate students. You're all excited about it, right? Yeah, they're like, And this is one of the many courses that a graduate student could take. So as you can imagine, there's two types of students in here. There are, as last check, 15 undergraduate students and 35 graduate students. So this class will be made up of pretty much the same lectures, the same assignments, the same lab exercises for both undergrads and grads. The grad students will have an extra project, and in the end, I'll be really easier on grading and assigning grades for the undergraduate. For the graduate students, you'll be judged a little bit more tough, all right? What I would like to do is I would like to just talk about, there are two parts of today. One is what is just general requirements for the syllabus. And by the way, those of you who just came in, make sure you get one of these. And then the second part of this will be a discussion of what is embedded systems and the discussion of the first book, so, or of the first lecture and first chapter in the lecture. By the way, this room has 69 chairs. There should be plenty of opportunity for everybody to be able to sit. There's lots of room all over the place. As opposed to 2103, for those of you who are computer engineering undergrads, 2103 will now be a replacement for ITCS 1212, and 2104 is going to be a replacement for ITCS 1213. There is no ITCS 12 or 2104 yet, but we will introduce it soon. So, in other words, as opposed to the undergrads having gone through ITCS course, the introductory course will be more geared towards C, C++, and embedded systems. So this will be, I'm going to have to cover a lot of ground in the next few days to bring us up to where we need to be. So let's look at the syllabus. How many of you, this is your first course attending today? Just a couple of you, all right? One thing I should at least point out, here is the syllabus. This syllabus has lots of good information that you should keep handy. I will update it very, very infrequently. So if you do not have a copy of the syllabus, or you should keep a copy of the syllabus with you. If you don't have one now, I'm going to go over it. Make sure you get it from the up here. So the person who just came in. So the whole idea of embedded systems, or at least this course, is to introduce you to the field. It's right there, right next to it. Is to introduce you to the world of embedded systems, which is ubiquitous. It's everywhere today you'll see an embedded system, and I'll go into that in more detail. My office hours are in Epic 2254, which is the main office. My actual office number inside of there is like 2356, but if I put that as my office, nobody would ever find it because you can't find anything in this building. So the main office, Tuesday, Thursday, 2 o'clock to 3:30, or by appointment if you have something urgent, but I want to try and limit traffic to just Tuesday, Thursday. Of course, lecture here, Monday, Wednesday, 3:30 to 4:45. I have 2 lab assistants, and I forgot to change this because one lab assistant changed as of 12:30 today. One is Sam Shue. Sam, stand up. Sam works with me. He knows everything there is to know about embedded systems, even more than me. Yeah. I may have you teach the class too, right? He snickers. He is to be spending 10 hours a week working on this class. The other is Kuruvilla, right? Kuruvilla. And so it is not It is not a nil or a kill like is on here. So both of these gentlemen will be able to help you with questions that you have. They will have office hours, and I need to talk to them to find out what their office hours will be. They will also be available in the lab during lab checkout, and I'll talk about that in a few minutes. There is an official website for this course, and the easiest way to find that is to go to Google and say James Conrad UNCC, and it comes up with me, classes that I teach, and here it is right up here, 4151. This is the official class website, easy to search to, has everything on here. So, for example, if you want to know or see the announcements that I've made over the entire semester, each week I will just add to the new announcements that come up, because the home just has all the ones that are active. So I discuss here assignment number 1 is due, and all you need to do is, and once assignment number 1 is gone, I'll take that off of this and put on the new news. Notes and reading, I have each one of the days for class will have its own little block, and I'll give you an idea of what you should be reading. And oh, by the way, this entire class was recorded last year and is available on YouTube. And I'll even point if you missed the class, or if you want to see what I said over the course of 2 different lectures, you can relook at this. And by the way, if you were to go to my YouTube video site, I have all the lectures from that semester posted here, including things about the lab demonstrations, how to use tools, and lots of wonderful things out here. Ooh, I've got, let's see how many I have now. I have a lot of people who subscribe, 617 subscribers, 130,000, almost 131,000 video views from all over the world. So there's a lot of people who are getting this education for free. Except they don't get credit for it, so hey, there you go. You get something out of this. One thing I do want to point off on this webpage is here's the book. So if you bought a hard copy of the book, you bought a hard copy of the book. Or you can just go here to this site, and it's a PDF, and it's downloadable and printable. 526 pages. That's a lot of your quota for printing. The book is available for you to use hard copy during tests. During tests, they're open book, open note, but since I can't really control what people are doing on the computer, I can't allow open computer tests. Also, note here that I list all the homework assignments. I have a recap of the quizzes. Hey, look, we had a quiz on August 27th. Hint, hint. Description of our labs, and then links to the department as well as the university. So, between the university website and Moodle, do you all know how to use Moodle? If you have, who does not know how to use Moodle? Okay, one honest person? Okay, a couple more honest people. I'm not here to teach you how to use Moodle, but you can access your grades through Moodle if you were to look at the assignments that I have posted here in Moodle for the class. By the way, when you get to Moodle, you will have several courses over here you can select from. As it turns out, I have a a page here. I am putting announcements out here, and you can ask questions. So, for example, if you have a question, you can just go to this tab and ask a question, and we'll go to the entire class as well as the instructors. That's the way you want to ask questions. If you want to see what your quiz score was, this would identify what your quiz score was once we enter it in, as well as homework assignments. This is where you would actually post your homework assignments. So if you are to, and I'll have to fix this, I believe I don't have it available to post your homework or your lab assignments, you would click on the tab, browse, and upload. And I'll talk about assigning things later. And then I'll post information on, or your actual scores for lab scores. This is where I'll also post the solutions to any of these assignments. Don't put it on the regular web page because in the past, companies have actually taken those assignments and solutions and then turned around and sold them to other people. So I put it behind the Moodle password so only you have access to the solutions. Going back onto the syllabus, again, we talked about textbook. It is available for free. If you wish, you could buy it, but there is one thing that you will need to buy as well, and that is each 2 lab partners will need to have this embedded systems board. This is the board that I use as the textbook for the class. It's $100. I sent you an email of a way to get it, try and get it for free. Did anybody get it for free by chance? No? All right. You got one sent to you?
I applied for it.
Oh, you paid for it, so you didn't get it for free.
No, I applied for it.
You applied for it, yeah, but did anybody actually get it from when they applied? All right. So I will need to contact Renaissance. Oleg, I think you have one in your hand that you bought from somebody from last semester, right? Okay. There are a few students who said that they would love to be able to sell it from a previous semester. And so I asked them to actually come here and give me a little flyer with a tag, and I'll post it, and they could find them. And I think they wanted to charge $40 for it. Not bad. So you'll need one board for each 2 lab partners. So perhaps today you might want to talk with somebody else who is interested in being a lab partner, and between the 2 of you buy one. Or, often happens, students will just buy one each because they want one at home along with their lab partner, so they and their lab partner can work on it at the same time. Your choice. Again, it is used as a textbook. If you are looking at taking Advanced Embedded, which will be in the spring, I'll use the exact same board for the Advanced Embedded course. And so you could use the board for this class as well as next semester's class. You'll be required to read articles and other bits off the web, and I'll also require, or it's optional, that you can look at some of the class notes. I will go through handwriting notes. I will also put PowerPoints out there. Again, open book, open note test. Anything you copy, write, whatever, can be put in your notebook and you can use for exams. However, if you expect to be able to thumb through a whole bunch of pages while you take a test, you're sorely mistaken. You cannot thumb through a bunch of papers and successfully complete a test. You can look at maybe 1 or 2 places in your notes to take that test because you forgot exactly how you do something, step 1, step 2, step 3. But if you rely on learning a concept during the test, you'll be a little bit in trouble. What you have there is going down, the catalog description, purpose of the course, the recognize the constraints, some other wonderful aspects of this course are identified in great detail. Here are some of the course topics. These are interesting enough, are very closely tied to the 13 or 12 book chapters. Labs. Labs are a very important part of this course. In fact, they constitute, let me see how much I have this semester for labs. Only 20%. Maybe I need to do that more. 20% is still quite a bit of the class. So it is recommended that you actually do every single lab. One thing I have noticed in the past is some students decided not to do one of the labs, and in essence, for example, the last lab given in the semester counts for 5% of the course grade. So it's interesting enough that some people have totally ignored one half of a letter grade and didn't do the last lab assignment. So I do recommend you do all of them because a lot of the learning is done through labs. As I said, you can do it with lab partners. If you wish to, you can do it alone. I know some people who work and really can't coordinate their time with somebody else. Sometimes they'll do it on their own. But I can assure you, in the world of programming, if you work with somebody else side by side and you work on an assignment, you actually will finish faster than if you did it alone or if you did it separately working in different rooms. That's called pair programming, and that's a very successful way of designing and implementing a software assignment. So I do recommend that you do it in pairs and that you sit together while you do it. I do not accept late lab assignments, period. If it is due at 3:30 on Wednesday, the 34th of October, that means at that time. We do not accept it any later than, and that includes both demonstrating and the written report. Need to be done by the deadline. Homework. I give homework assignments. I'll have anywhere between 10 and 12 homework assignments, 10 or 13. I will drop any homework assignments over 10. So let's say, for example, you get sick one week and you're not able to do homework assignment number 6. I will not extend the homework assignment. I will not give you a chance to turn it in late. Just, you don't do it that week, and you make sure that you do any homework assignments over 10. That's really nice because you may also get a grade of 5 out of 20 points for a homework assignment, and you really want to make sure that you get as close to 20 points for every homework assignment. So that'll give you an opportunity to drop your lowest one. Your lowest one may be 0, your lowest one may be 5, your lowest one may be 18, you never know. So I do not accept late homework assignments, period, at all. And the whole idea is that you have an opportunity now with extra homework assignments to make up for the ones that you missed. The same with quizzes. You might ask, well, let's see, if my videos of the lecture are online, why do I have to come to class? Well, I can't make you come to class, but I could tell you that it's extremely important that you attend class. And for example, you will gather a lot more and ask questions and have more interaction if you attend class. Those who took the class in the spring semester took it watching videos, and in the end, they said they really didn't like it. They would rather have a live class to ask the questions. So I urge you to, yes, show up for every class, and to reward those who actually do show up to every class, I offer pop quizzes. Now, there is one quiz scheduled for Monday, which is not necessarily a pop quiz, is it? But in the future, you'll never know if I offer a quiz or not. I will offer anywhere between 15 and 17 quizzes, and I will drop all the quizzes above 15. So in other words, I take your best 15. So in homework assignment, I take your best 10 homework assignments. In your quizzes, I take your best 15 quizzes. So in other words, I have no makeups for quizzes. There are 2 exams. They're listed here on your syllabus on page number 3 at the bottom. One is during the regular final exam time, one is during the class. And I don't give makeup. I don't give makeup exams. Again, missing class assignments. I don't really have makeup assignments. You'll need to just ensure you do as many as possible. Now, for those of you who are grad students, listen up. If you're undergrad, you can just go to sleep for a second. To make the grad section of this separate than the undergrad section, I have a project. And at this point, I am not sure what the final project will be. I have never had 35, or what the project class will be. I've never had 35 grad students in this, so that makes it really tough to do a lot of individual things. But one thing I'm looking at is, this is a really cute little pink board, don't you think? So let's see if I could get you to look at this. All right, so those of you who have played in embedded world, except for my two TAs, you're not allowed to say. What does this look like? All right, we said microcontroller board. We had somebody else up there. Arduino, who said that? Ding, 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 ding. You get a free trip to the prize closet. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to mention. As a special prize for involvement, answering questions right. I have a prize closet where I have all sorts of everything from squishy balls, yeah, to I don't know, NASA patches, to bags, to all pens and all sorts of other stuff. So after class, if you have a chance, you can come up and tour the prize closet and get a freebie. All right. You had a question?
That's a Microcontroller I/O board, so that you could use the I/O mode.
All right. So this is an Arduino footprint microcontroller board, and it is a Renaissance microcontroller. Who's used Arduino before? No. Who knows what Arduino is? All right, some of you. Arduino is one of the newer standards. De facto standards is the best way to put it. Really cheap board, like $30, $40. It has some microprocessor capability. It has onboard memory, I/O pins, but this has a lot more than that, more than most Arduinos have. So this has Ethernet. This has, let's see, what else did this have that most of them don't have? Oh, it has the SIM card interface on the back. And the other thing that this has that most Arduino devices have is lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of memory. And in fact, this is a Renaissance-based RX63N processor, so it's a little bit of upgrade from the one that we used for our class. This board, by the way, has a lot of I/O on it. Notice it has a screen. It also has Ethernet, a microphone, an audio player. This board also has lots of LEDs, push buttons, accelerometer, temperature sensor, a USB, not only for programming but also for communications, RS-232. What have I missed? Potentiometer for adjusting things. CAN bus. So it has a whole bunch of stuff that this simple one has, but this processor on here is 100 times faster than your typical Atmel chip on an Arduino, and it has 100 times more memory than what you find on an Arduino. So the capabilities of this for the exact same price, a lot more horsepower. And we'll actually, over the weeks, we'll look at why something like this is really good versus the wimpy Arduino thing that's out there. Okie dokie, let's see, project. Oh, so I was talking about, so for graduate students, I may actually have you work with this board. But to be continued, because I don't have a lot of these boards yet. All right, this is what everybody really cares about. Oh, as I said, course lectures, material I put out there. How are you going to be scored at the end of the semester? To make life easy, the semester is made up of 100 or 1,000 points. Homework assignments are 20 points each, quizzes are 10 points each. Lab assignments could be anywhere between 20 and 50 each. The midterm exam is 150, and the final exam is 300 points. It breaks down to the percentage that you see there. And with the graduate students, just add on top of that another 200 points for the project. I have several discourses on academic dishonesty here and on the website. One thing I have to mention, and it's very sad that I have to do this, is that typically every semester I have to submit the names of at least 4 students who are caught cheating on, usually it's a lab assignment. In other words, they're sharing code between groups, which is not allowed, and I will let you know that up front. And in fact, I'll go into great detail of what is and what is not allowed. While you may work together on homework assignments to discuss concepts, when you put pen to paper, your homework assignment should be your own. Or when you put finger to keyboard, all right? The same is true with lab assignments. You and your lab partner can work together, share code, whatever, but you are not to share that code with another group. We have ways that we can detect if they are the same piece of code, even though names of variables may be changed and there are different there's different comments and things like that. We can tell. All right? Yes, sir.
What happens if you've completed your lab assignment and another group asks you like a question that they don't understand about it, and then you help them